could find them if he pushes in through the apartments, but the good news for the two players that have already pushed down is, if they go B, they're going to be fast to be immediately behind the players in Banana. It'll pincer off SK, and that puts emphasis on trying to get toward B quicker and get MBK down before that happens, and they're going now. Cold's not going to spot it. All four players are going to be immediately behind the terrorists. They realize it, they turn, but it's a little bit too late. Last player back was also the one with the bomb. That's the worst case scenario. They have to fight, they have to turn. They fight valiantly, but still a man down. Cold could actually reverse this, though. He could flank back as Phelps just has to stay alive. Cold's getting closer to T-stairs. Timing could be everything. Shox is going to have no idea. Execution, it's down to Kenny, but he's in between the two of them, and the bomb is there. They have to confront, they have to fight. Kenny goes back out. Phelps is able to hold on. All he had to do was stay alive, and Cold saves them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there.
Get overly aggressive, slowly inches back into the position as Fur once more will flash. Kenny's this time is pushed back as they want to go. They've got the angle lined up. Still he finds the shot. Fur taken down immediately, no refrag because the angle never presents itself. But Shox inside of the pit that's going to set the crossfire with Kenny, who gets back toward the library, and Kenny actually gets the kill. Taco makes the quick entrance, dropping down quickly into the picture and making short work of Shox. Meanwhile, Coldzera gets Apex. It's going to be SK that actually take the advantage. Watch the nade if that bounces far enough. We do damage onto Taco, but would not deny the plant.
We have no kits now. Shoxy had the only kit. He died in the pit. Lovely shot by Phelps. That should be it. Kenny S has found both the kills so far, but he's got 3 more to find here. He might just have to give in. Taco takes him down, and it's a huge round. Big comeback there from SK after losing the first frag. Shoxy backed up now by Apex.
PK is getting such a good angle on them, a good positioning to try and get the headshot. It baits in Apex. So Pistol's fine too, but they're responded upon. Taco's quick to the fact that Shox is trying to get cheeky and aggressive inside of middle as well, but again, they continue to find pistol kills. And this time, they get a rifle for it because the AK is picked up by Body. He and Kenny will start to rotate back around toward B. They aren't certain that there's no one inside of the site, so each second they take to bait out with a false plant, as the second G2 can draw nearer. There'll be more guns down as well at the top of Banana for them to grab. Kenny, at least for now, has a MAC-10. No kits, no armor, 1 smoke, if they want to try and get that on the bomb. And play the long con, but that would be a desperate attempt against the AK's good headshot from Fallen. Stays back inside of Emo. Cold does not need to peek on it. And won't, as Kenny stays to a P250 until in such time that he's able to drop the MAC-10 to an AK, which he uses to good effect on Cold, but Fallen trades.
Decent attempt there by G2, bringing it down to the 1.
Full economy, full gun round, and just simply give yourself up.
He had an M4 just jumped around the corner like that.
Oh, it's not even like he was going to bait in a shot for Kenny. Oh, NBK, okay, fair enough, snaps back.
Getting the side
to find Phelps who whiffed, but it's still a desperate attempt because he runs out into 3 men staring him down as Body and Kenny sit at the top of middle. And shall hope that luck is on their side. Like a black light, the flaws will be drawn because it's Shox that sits on B, and SK isn't exactly committing on that side of the map, so chance if Kenny can find a kill here, it would funnel them back, but they can pull the round together. After 2 very careless mistakes, I have to say, in Banana, and Kenny does exactly that.
Here we go. Now he's getting somewhere. Kenny S showing us what he can do with that AWP. Looking for the first round on the board, though. After giving up the frag at Banana, seemed like it was a round that SK were destined to win, but he's given them a lifeline now, Kenny. 2 towards the A side, one of which is in the library. That's Kenny. Body's on the site. He's got the M4 to work with there.
Fur gets around the corner after flashing off pit. They get closer, but Kenny, he's still going to deny them. Body does set a crossfire on Box, looks for more, and they'll shut them all down. A recovery. And what was a 5 versus 3? There's still a gap, but they make it by as Apex is pushed off the angle. Fur finds MBK before they can rotate to his aid. Therefore, 3 versus 3. Bomb to be planted. Immediately sprayed through. Good read by Apex.
No time.
Quick to try and get the plant down. He may have done just enough. You say no time, but they managed to recover the bomb and get it back over to Orange's 1. So a different position for plant, but still a man down. Kits on all 3 this time for G2. And it's Taco and Fur that have to hold off together. Make that just Taco because Fur at Orange's 2 is very exposed. Good flash. And G2 find a 2nd round in a row.
Tremendous work there by Apex. It seemed like he was isolated from the bomb site there, but coming round from the ruins, sprays through the smoke and the cop.
Shox is hugging the wall at the top of middle as well as best he can, but here we go. AWP, Taco down, exactly. But they've actually body blocked each other, and any quick rotation Kenny may have wanted to go over to B as he suggested won't happen. He's actually going to stay inside of Pit at A. Apex will rotate instead. Phelps is inching ever closer to the B site. No smoke towards CT. As soon as he fires, oh, didn't quite get there in time. He's going to reveal himself to MBK, and if his patience prevails, he may even walk in and give himself up with a quick headshot. Shox, meanwhile, back down toward the bottom of middle.
I think GT can do this, yeah, for sure. It's looking very good now.
Finding Fur, it certainly does. Phelps reads the fact that they're boosted. Good headshots for Apex. Look at the low HP. He's able to clothesline Phelps on the way through. He may, in fact, get more because Apex goes back for additional frags, but it's all on to Fallen. 1 versus 4 taps bomb. He wants them in close. He won't be able to do it at all. The single op from Kenny S finds 2 kills, and it's all about the push from Shox, really, that won the round.
It's always...
Go. Pushes up the hallway. Gets closer to body. They're going to bust out. Try and go by the AK. They've actually evaded the damage.
Whoa.
He's reset the aim, though. And Body does get away with 2 kills, but it looked a bit sloppy for a moment. Shox will clean it up. He's got the mop and bucket.
Yeah, weird round there. She's R2 nade the top of B, and then you're smoking, of course, forward CT spawn, and then you have a second one when the bomb goes down. But Fallen trying to frag here with the USP, can't land anything, but First certainly can. So good with the USP! 3 kills in total, looking for the 4th.
Gonna try for it, go back out. He's got it, and he may get the ace. He runs out of 1 bullet more that would have given it to him, and Phelps says, I'll take that. But it doesn't matter, because Fur does all. Wrapped through the arch, they've already gone through, but it might be a switchback with Library. It may not be, though. I say it. And immediately Shox continues to pedal towards CT spawn, which baits Apex back around the inside of the house. He's able to pick up a kill quite quickly. Fallen boosted, however, will be apt to both positions of approach. Not quite to the timing, however, as he's pushed off and Kenny's able to get a kill. Phelps arrives again. Kenny finds a second. He's making it costly. He's picked up the bomb as well. If he gets that down after forcing this much reinvestment, it's a success in many ways for G2, and he will get that plant. There's no way Cole was close enough to deny it. He is beside him. But M4 drawn. He's got armor as well. Kenny can pull this back. Shot onto Taco, and he knows where Cole's coming from. But Cold's got the better shot on the UMP.
Very good attempt there by Kenny S, I have to say. 3 kills and the bomb down as well. You felt like he could hit that shot towards the coffins. Was aware of Coldzera's position, but taking down the world's best player in a 1v1 is always going to be a tall order, and he can't quite finish it off. Makes things very costly for the CTs, but they have to take a full eco here. And here's the replay of the Kenny S round with the PD-50. What a lovely shot that was as well. Except that M4, I was believing for a second. I thought that was enough. But here's it from Coldzera's POV.
Light damage. Say slight. Does massive damage on a Kenny S because he's the one without armor. So the AWP is heavily hindered already as Phelps pushes back through a smoke arch side. He wants to get closer again and perhaps even nuzzle in toward the cubby. There's a gap he may utilize, but it gets used against him instead by Shox. Kenny's still alive in this, keep in mind. So even though that nade does massive damage, he's got to run back around with an AWP, and that's oftentimes enough, but they've got to go by Fur at the first glance.
Yeah. With 25 seconds remaining now, Fur just gets 1 frag, baits in Fallen. Could be round over.
Fallen goes to new box. Doesn't quite have the open angle to give Fur information early. He still gets 1 on the trade. Fallen's ready for it. As a result, nearly jumps back up to hit Shox, but instead, over the box, this Shox nails a headshot, and that opens the site with a plant. Both players, 12 and 13 HP. The preteens, and they're going to have to go aggressive as a result of it. They can't sit back and play the angles because a stray bullet even would take them down if they did so. Shox is a great position. Right side of the doorway to the chapel, often overlooked. Cold will be the one coming from that angle. Meanwhile, top of Banana, Taco's getting closer and closer to the site, trying to push Kenny off the angle so the Cold can capitalize. Flash out. Shox is exactly positioned accordingly, and the AWP from Kenny is still causing problems because now it's fair game. Now it's 1 bullet either way, and that means a spray from Shox through the coffins.
How they win that round, I'm not sure, but G2 pull it off. It seemed like Phelps has done enough there with the boost. I think he just had to go for 1 frag there. Like we said, bait in Fallen. If he stays on the first oranges, then Fallen can find the shots required. This was the key moment there. If Fur just found that first kill, dropped down, it would have been absolutely fine, but He gave G2 an inch and they took a mile. Shoxy starting to see signs of life.
You say has taken the bomb on the arch side, and that is exactly where they are positioned. So the fact that they've opened up side pit may not matter unless MBK can continue on wreaking havoc as he has. His second kill in the round, and an important one on Phelps. They'll push together, smoke off on the low side of the arch, and Fallen goes through it. Fur matches as well. It's map and series point for SK.
Fallen's just so good, isn't he? Every single situation, it seems like he hasn't got enough to work with, but he finds something. Very, very good shot towards the end there as well. Set up his teammate, taking out KennyS in that key interaction. But this was a shot that really got me. Well, a player to his left gets tagged up. When you have a player in this position, you can often leave him, but they're going for a push and making a lot of noise as well. Body, he'll enjoy that free kill. Why are they doing that? There's no reason to do that.
Yeah, there's not at all. Especially
you don't know where they are.
Well, especially when you just gotten map point. You don't have much money established.
And you run down like elephants as well?
Yeah, you can't afford to be that aggressive just to end the game. Remember, it was Fallen that went aggressive last time. Double smoke needed to cover the cross, but yeah, they're going to have to pull off of this. I think this may have to be a save call very early, which is even going to be a hard save call given that Shox and Apex are still over toward A.
It's always fair, this part of these plays, isn't it?
He's very aggressive. To be fair, when Phelps came into this team, the problem that they had losing FNX was that both players were so aggressive. I won't say who, but I was talking to a particular member of this team who said it's almost impossible to play with both of them right now. They had to basically tell one or the other. I don't know if they did it by map to map or if they just, by now they probably just figured it out, but only one of them could be aggressive. That was all. That was the quota.
They're both playing at Banana. So if they want to be aggressive, like, no one's going to be saying, no, we shouldn't do that. They're both going to go for it. There was no reason for that push. It's a reset round. You have no information. Not a single call's been made. You haven't seen any terrorists. Aggressive hold towards quad as well from the CT side. Flashbangs coming in and Fallen and coldzera both in this area.
This is a wall inside of the A side. It isolates pit. Means Taco's got to sit. Good shot, Apex and body. Taco gets above them. He needs everything, all the vision he can get. They're already behind him. They're going to find him. This is a really lovely set smoke piece from G2. They knew exactly where they had to look as a result of it. Isolating pit. Typically people smoke off pit and go into A, but because it's so much easier to burrow into it in the A site now, they deal with that after, and the bomb plant comes in, it's already done.
Great round from G2 there. Very slow default, didn't really find too much there, then set themselves up for the full execution towards A, and it worked tremendously. SK were actually willing to challenge from quad, but the flashbang so on point from G2 were completely wrecked. It was Fallen trying to bait in coldzera. The idea was he got one frag, would fall back, and then coldzera would come in for the full spray down from that hidden quad position behind the pillar. This could almost be guaranteed for overtime now. A fourth stage loss bonus going into the next round. That's if Phelps survives.
He's desperately hoping that Shox won't push him, but he does.
So, $2,900.
Have to sit back. All four are going to rotate from CT. And you might as well go for it. 16K, there's no punishment in failure. Apex, he's got the next kill as well on Defer. It means they have the man advantage. They have the bomb down. All things point to G2 picking up yet another T-sided round. The first of overtime. And MBK has position to the advantage to watch not only Banana, which won't be occupied, but the post plant last second defuse. Double miss from Kenny gets them closer, but he makes up for it, finding Taco back towards spawn. Cole gets the only kill, and that's not nearly enough.
It's Fallen to get that first frag there, but he maybe outstayed his welcome at wanting to throw the incendiary. As soon as he pulled it out, came back into the vision of GT, got taken down. At that point, smokes deployed. Nothing that could be done. Lovely work. G2 really have come to life here. Apex especially looking fantastic as he finds frag after frag. 3 more in total there. His total.
Shox has the wide side of the smoke covered off at the arch. Kenny's got everything else covered off. He takes down Taco. 2 men up, 3 to go. And G2 will force out Mirage. Apex flashed it again. Last time found 2 kills. Same position that he finds. His first this time as he takes down Fur, lines up toward coldzera. He's on 7 HP, Fallen not much better off on 36. The bomb is dropped toward the quad side. They'll slow it down as best they can in a desperate attempt to try and pull back the round and save the game. Shox, Molotov goes into it, knows that the Molotov means they're getting desperate to hold position, and G2 completes the comeback. Unlikely it seemed at one point in time, but from 14-9 they forced overtime. And a 19-17 victory, they'll force Mirage.